This is Glambition Radio, episode number 295. It's time for the revolution.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Glambition Radio.
Glambition Radio.
Glambition Radio.
Glambition Radio.
Glambition Radio.
Glambition Radio.
Welcome to Glambition Radio. I am your host, Allie Brown. I'm an entrepreneur, mentor, investor, and founder of The Trust, the modern premier network for 7- and 8-figure women leaders. I love thinking big, doing different, and exploring ideas that disrupt the status quo, especially when it comes to women, because we are creating the new models for leadership, business success, making money, and changing the world. And hey, we're doing it with style. So let's go. Well, if you thought the world was crazy like a year ago, have you seen what's going on lately? I mean, it's just getting weirder and it's happening faster. And, yes, we all know change is the only constant, but really this year, I feel like we're being assaulted by nonstop chaos, nonstop craziness, and absolute absurdity. What's up is down, what's down is up. Things that were kind of common sense just a few years ago to most people have been now radically redefined or can't be defined. Are we in a recession? Who are men? Who are women? I mean, everything is up in the air now. And I think the only place we need to be right now is being okay with not understanding and shifting our focus to the timeline that we want to create. This is the important thing I want to point out today, though I want you to be really aware of. For women especially, we are truly exhausted because not only right now are we carrying the weight of our businesses and making a great living for ourselves and our families, but this immense heaviness of the world's conscious collective. There's more coming at us right now faster than with any other generation before. But when we take a deep breath and we tune inward, we're going to realize there's only one agenda we need to focus on, the one that we have control over right now. And there's no better place to do this than to gather in person with other women who want to play out that higher timeline in their lives and probably not participate in a lot of the craziness going on right now. And that's what I want to talk about today because I have a great opportunity for you. On Wednesday and Thursday, November 2nd and 3rd, here in Phoenix, Arizona, I am inviting back about 60 to 80 awesome female entrepreneurial leaders to join me for Iconic. And the theme this year is the revolution, because we have no choice but to do things in a new way. There's a lot of new ways being presented to us, forced on us, but really we have to pull back, get back to that bird's eye view, and think about what we want to create instead of what is being pushed at us and served upon us. Get back to that place of magic. Remember who we are. Remember the power we have right now. Remember the ways right now we have to create the impact and transformation that we long to see via our own businesses, our own organizations, our own communities, our own resources. We feel so disempowered, but we are the ones holding the power. We're going to discuss the insane change coming at us from all sides and how to create good and change out of this chaos. And we're going to really focus on the immense opportunities we have right now. There's so many things that are ripe for the taking, which very few are seeing. And I've alluded to this before, but right now, and especially at this event with the theme revolution, we want to make that our focus. What are we creating within our industries, within our families, within the world? There's just so much. This is and has always been an event for entrepreneurs, for women who are leaders, for women who are ready for a change. It is still a business event at its core, but right now, we have to take a completely holistic approach and worldview to what we are creating around us. So if you haven't already, there's a page I'm going to give you. Go there. Put your name and email just on our priority notification list. This will get you more details about the event. You'll be the first to know when all the details are posted and the page is ready and we are open for public registration. And you can decide if it's a fit for you. IconicWithAllieBrown.com. IconicWithAllieBrown.com. You do not have to be at seven figures to attend this event. This is my event that is more of an inclusive event for women who are at many different revenue levels. We do have a few prerequisites, though, to attend because the average revenues in the room still typically are well over $1 million. So you can imagine what a juicy, mind-blowing room this is to be in. IconicWithAllieBrown.com, all right? November 2nd and 3rd. So it's a strange new world, but I'll tell you, a lot of my friends, we've been talking about this so much over the last year or two. Man, the certainty right now is undeniable that we are right here now for a big reason. There is a reason we are here on the planet right now as women, as leaders, that we are here to assist with this transition and lead people to new ways, positive ways of doing things. And there is a huge opening right now for us to begin operating from a whole new place of human power. And this year, as I was bringing back Iconic, this is going to be the 5th one we've done, every year in a row minus 2020. That was the year we're like, what's happening? I wanted to give this a theme, and the theme of revolution. And right now, I'm going to get a little deep on you, but if you listen to the show often, you understand. Right now, there's multiple timelines in existence. We are going through an incredible, turbulent time of elevation of our consciousness on this planet. This is why there is so much chaos. This is why systems that aren't aligning are going bazonkers and everyone's going batshit bananas who aren't willing to adapt and willing to change. And you're going to start seeing a greater and greater chasm between these two communities. They're the ones still trying to work with the old systems and fixing it and fixing it and fixing it. A great metaphor would be the government. Our country is in trillions of debt. I didn't look up the number, but you hear these numbers in the news all the time. And now we're in or going into a recession. There's inflation. The problems are just stacking up and stacking up. And what's their solution? Spending hundreds of billions of dollars, not just billions, hundreds of billions. Let's put more money into the system that is causing the problem. I mean, this is where your mind just goes, I can't. Such a great example. Now, women have always approached things differently. We always had a more holistic view to things. We are the ones that came into the world of work and started to want to make shifts and want to make change and say, you know what, this whole way you've done it doesn't really work for me and us and, raising a family and having a strong priority to have meaning in my work and affect change on the planet. And I mean, we're the ones who came and disrupted. We're the great disruptor. And now we need to come in, ladies, and create this world. We've been sitting back too long. We've been sitting back way too long. Have you been feeling this too? Are you being called to step into your greatest and most powerful work of your lifetime? Because right now, it's very likely it is the time. And if this is giving you a little tingle right now, or a little spark, or at least a little wake up, then you want to look at this, IconicWithAllieBrown.com. So there's 5 basic areas we're going to focus on to create your new or next iconic chapter. Some of you have done incredible things, and you're like, wow, I don't even know how I could top that, but I'm feeling something different. Some of you may have had success, and now you feel like maybe, wow, something's not working. It's not aligning the way it used to. I want to explore what's next. Some of you may be just bored. Your creative cycle may be coming to a close, and you need to honor that, and you need to now birth something new for your next chapter for this new world. Go back with me for a minute for when you started your business. Remember, everything was fresh and new and exciting. It was a new idea. It was new people. There were new events and new places you went, and everything was yes, yes, yes. Doors were opening everywhere, so many opportunities, and it was all so much fun. And then, fast forward, especially for those of us who have been in this a few decades, the years go by, we get in deeper to the real world of business. We become older, wiser. We've gone through a lot of rough spots. We have more at stake now. And sometimes we feel we have more to lose when making big changes. We're more discerning, which is good. That's critical. But we can also have gotten a bit tired, a bit jaded. We're kind of sitting back. maybe a bit discouraged. We've been watching, right? We've been watching what's going on and going, let me just see where this goes, and which isn't often a bad decision. You don't need to make fast action on everything in the world. But you may be thinking right now, what is this all about anyway? And these feelings and transitions are completely normal. And I think no one talks about this. The guys don't for sure. Guys never did. I remember being in the masterminds with all those guys years ago in the marketing space. And I mean, if you weren't doubling what you made every year, you were feeling like a failure or made to feel like one. But for all of us, this is so normal, and especially right now. So whatever place you're at, this event is ideal for a bit of a personal, perfect reset. I'm calling it the Great Deep Breath. It's the great cleansing, the great stepping back to look at things, the great talking with other women in a safe space who get what you're going through and have this very brilliant insight into your business and your experience, and will add to that. That's the first part of this. The second is we're going to get you obsessed with your genius. Every woman I've ever worked with has an unfair advantage in her business, and you do too. Some know it, some really own it, but they forget to capitalize on it. And it has a lot to do with your purpose in this lifetime. It is your unique genius. It's incomparable to anyone else on the planet, even in the universe. There is no other combination of you along with your God-given gifts. And many of you know that I work exclusively personally with women who are in the 7 and 8 figure range, okay? And more often than you'd think, someone will come in and they're kind of trapped in a business model that doesn't come close to unlocking their genius and what they're really here for. Sometimes they know, but a lot of times it's unconscious. And I think really they don't want to go there because they've already experienced more success than most, right? We're taught to be so grateful for that. We're thankful for being blessed. We feel we may have even received more than we deserve. And this is being what I call stuck in excellence, where I got from a book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. If you haven't read that, it's a great one to pick up. I try to reread it once every year. I was trapped in excellence. And there was something else percolating that I did not want to honor. I thought, well, that's silly. All my goals are reached. I've checked all the boxes. Glory to God, for the success I've created here. Who am I to want something different? Who am I to say, okay, this isn't enough, or I'm going to go over here? But I was so craving a higher level of creation and enjoyment of my work. It wasn't really that I needed more. I needed to use my highest gifts more. And I personally needed a different model to birth that, and had to make some big changes. Man, that felt strange and selfish. And I had no one around me who would even slightly understand this internal struggle that I was going through. So we're going to talk about this at Iconic. You're going to find out if you are unconsciously holding yourself back from your next level of that true, pure genius and how to break through. Number 3 is to shake it up. You are going to disrupt yourself. We need to get you out of that silo. And I know you may be thinking, well, Allie, I don't work by myself all the time. I'm in other groups and things, and I'm always learning and hearing new ideas. But a major observation I've had over 15 years now of coaching and mentoring is seeing people, and especially brilliant women, come in and try to solve their problems or evolve their businesses with the same mindsets that created them. So they say they want a big leap. They say they want a big change. They say they want something even maybe as tangible as clients who will pay them more, right, to charge more, for example. But they insist on then simply digging the deeper hole of sameness. Often it's not their fault because, look, we fall into success patterns that we simply repeat to grow. And I'm going to tell you, though, we're not continually exposed to other ideas as much as we think we are. So look at what's happened online. Do you remember when the internet first came out? We're like, wow, what a wonderful place to expose ourselves to disparate ideas and alternative perspectives, and we're all going to grow together and learn. And now you're hearing that and laughing out loud, right? Because we've created our own giant echo chambers. We've created more tension and division than at any time, that I can remember in my lifetime, for sure. And the model just perpetuates itself. That is now echoed in our industries, in our business categories, in our own teams, within our circles of clients even. The model perpetuates itself, reinforcing one way of doing things. And then you've got the monkey see, monkey do, in that often we're all looking at each other, what each other are doing. And it's so prevalent now, of course, because it's so easy. Even if you don't want to see it, you do. You'd be like, did I need to see her post today? She's so irritating, But she's doing this thing. I wonder if that's working. Well, I may as well go take a look at it. And I'm hearing a lot about it. And I am so grateful for starting my first little business in the 90s when I had no one to look at. I had no one to compare myself to. I woke up and opened the phone book and tried to find ad agencies to go walk into, to give them my portfolio, to say, look, I'm a writer and I work on marketing pieces and, I'm a freelancer. I'd like some business. I just got up and did it. And it's so important now to just start thinking that way and bring back the play. Where's the fun in what we're doing? Where is the joy in what we are creating? And I want to bring that back at Iconic. So the best way to do this, I'll do the work for you. You just come with me. We're going to put you into a conscious, diverse environment with amazing women from so many different industries, cultures, geographic locations, and your thinking and creativity is going to be disrupted through the roof. Being in a safe space with closed doors, with varied, intelligent leaders, where are you going to find that right now? It's an uncommon and powerful opportunity, and that's why so many of our previous participants return to this event year after year. IconicwithAllieBrown.com, that's where you can sign up for the priority notification list. Okay, we're going to be releasing seats, I'd say in the next probably 2 weeks. So you definitely want to be on there sooner than later, okay? And we'll put a link here in the show notes. Number 4, invent your new game. This is my favorite one. So what if the problem is in our quest for bigness, right? And growth and scaling and everything we're taught we're supposed to do with our business? What if most of our problems have actually come from thinking too small? That may sound strange to hear, because I'm guessing you already think big. If you listen to the show, you have big dreams. You're trying to do things differently. You're not here to just muck around. But I'm talking about a different kind of big. So hear me out. The problem is when competition swarms around, like the example I gave before, you're seeing your competitor's post or another woman in your industry, you're seeing things pop up and, it can be good in some ways. Gets you to stay sharp, gets you to raise your game. But in the end, it limits you because often your whole focus, like it or not, becomes devoted to being better than them. And even at the highest levels, this is often unconscious. And that game, my love, will never end because someone else in your industry will always have more revenue, bigger launches, more media, cooler videos, more downloads, a larger following, better ads, more posts, a larger team, more competitive offerings, and she's a better dancer on TikTok. Okay, the list goes on. And I remember hearing that saying, someone's always going to have a bigger boat. It's from like the yacht guys, right, who compare their yachts to each other. Someone's going to always have a bigger boat. And when you have the biggest, and someone will come along with a bigger boat, okay? And then it hits you, oh my gosh, have I been more focused on beating their game than living out my iconic work over here? Why am I playing in that sandbox? This is ridiculous. And the clock is ticking. Right now, there are entire industries that are imploding, that are ripe to be reinvented in a way that truly and actually serves us, from education to health and wellness to finance. Ladies, there are so many opportunities right here for us. And I have a feeling if you're listening to this, you are here to do something epic. So let's go there. Watch the magic that happens. And that is when it gets really fun, because that is when player one invents her own game. I love to think of that video game model, and you're selecting the world you're going to go play in. You're selecting your outfit. You're selecting the game and the world that you want to create. And that is when the magic happens, and that is when it gets really fun. And suddenly, you know what? You stop caring or even knowing what anyone else is up to. And that's so fun. Number 5 is go from A to Z. Now we train ourselves to think beyond what past evidence would allow. I'm going to repeat that. You need to now train yourself to think beyond what past evidence would allow. You're going to rediscover the magic. This is the magic you knew in the beginning when you were getting started. It's like going back to childhood when everything's magical and interesting and fun, and you don't know about things that are impossible. So when you, from that moment, decide that this new destiny you've landed in and on, and this new world you've created can't not happen, and you make your actions line up with the new big vision, you not only make those amazing things happen, but amazing things begin happening for you. Scientists study quantum physics. This is a thing, and they've documented that some particles have made radical jumps without apparent effort, without covering all the bases between the starting and ending points. This is becoming easier right now in this fast forward of our ascension. And in many instances right now, talking with my friends and clients who are really tuned into this, stuff's happening just nearly instantly. Goals that could have previously taken us years to plan and achieve, going step by step, are now within our reach sooner than we could dream. And the energies right now are so supportive, so supportive. And I call this going from A to Z because one of my dear longtime friends who is from England said that to me one time years ago, and I never forgot it. She said, I could do this two ways. I can go step by step, I realize, and go A, B, C, D, E, or why don't I just be at Z? Why don't I just be at Z? But this isn't easy. You have to constantly be tuned into and connected with your intuition, your higher power. For me, that power is God. For you, it may be universe, source, whatever you'd like. We're open to all at Iconic, but the place where we are all from. And we need to get back there because that's where we are unstoppable. And it's time to believe in ourselves beyond reason. So if this calls to you, even if you're just curious, even if you're thinking, Allie, I'm not sure if I'm going to qualify for this or, what's the cutoff, just come learn more because you know what? Even if you're not there right now, I know you will be soon if you're listening to this show. Go to Iconic with Allie Brown, fill out the form, and we will get you the details and you can decide if this is a fit for you. Have all the details before you make that decision right now in this moment. We would love to have you. I am telling you with full confidence, and you can hear it in my voice, there is absolutely nothing like this event in the world. The women that I attract, the level of conversation in the room that is so far beyond the boss babe BS that's out there, the resources and opportunities that happen from the connections in the room, as well as what I bring to that audience, you are going to find that Iconic was exactly what you have been waiting for. So go to iconicwithallybrown.com, fill out the form. It's November 2nd and 3rd here in Phoenix, and I hope to see your name come through. We also give you the opportunity to give us your mobile number. Please know that we do not abuse that. I am not texting you like crazy. We don't even email a lot. It's really just to make sure that you get the message when the page is live because, as you likely know, if you do business online, emails are not getting as read as much as they have been before. Spam filters are keeping a lot of things out of people's inboxes that they want to receive. So it's just a nice backup. All right. So give us your mobile number. I highly, highly encourage that just so you can make sure that you get the message. Okay. Iconic with Allie Brown. And please invite your colleagues, friends, clients. This is really the perfect event to do that. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Glambition Radio. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe so you automatically get my new shows every week. Also, I'd love if you left us a review so more women like you can discover us. We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Pandora, and other major platforms. And I'd love to hear from you personally. Come join the conversation on social. Instagram is my happy place lately, and that's Allie Brown Official, but you can find links to my other platforms at alliebrown.com. Glambition Radio is the elevated conversation for women leaders, and I'm honored you tuned in.